What's up, everybody? The day after CIM California International Marathon. I feel great. My legs are sore, but I feel like anybody that ran that marathon yesterday, their legs are killing them, whether they did it in 6 hours or 2 hours. Nobody did it in 2 hours. 2 hours and 11 minutes was the fastest, followed by 2:12 and 2:12 second and third. A woman got third, which was phenomenal. My goal, since I was younger, the first time I ran, I told myself I was good enough to run a 3-hour marathon. And I don't run. You guys know me, I'm a cyclist. This is the most I've ever ran in a year. I've ran 300 miles this year, which is kind of a lot. But when you barely run, I just started running in August, actually training for the marathon. And so I wrote down some stats to show you how minimal I actually trained to do this. Right now, I really wanted to get the potassium in so that my muscles can repair. And I'm eating 30 dates, which is 1,994 calories, but that's not the important part. It also gives me 478 grams of carbohydrates, which is that's over half of my 750 grams per day. And it also gives me 5,000 milligrams of potassium, which is 127% of my potassium, 107% of my fiber, and lots of other great nutrients. But those are the most important. And it almost gives me 60% of my iron for the day, which is great. So this is my date. It's right here, and my list. And I got my 2nd liter of water that I'm drinking here. I'm really excited also because yesterday I did the CIM with no caffeine. And you guys know that I drink caffeine every day. I think that this was a true, we were talking about it yesterday, this is a true display of like proper nutrition and preparation and success. It doesn't always go that way when you do prepare properly. But I remember the day I got off of work, I ditched my kids. Damien was like, hey, your sleeping pad came in. I ordered the Climate V2 static sleeping pad for like minimal bike packing because I don't have anything to sleep on, and I've been sleeping horribly since I've been staying here on the floor, but I'm so thankful that I do have a place to stay. I just haven't been sleeping well. And I went and drove and got the pad from Crank Naturals because that's where I had it delivered. Blows up in 10 to 15 breaths, took me 13. I did it in 9 yesterday. I put a cup of rice on. I ran for 30 minutes just to open up the legs because I took Friday off, and came back, showered, smashed in the bowl of white rice, the corn. I took the day off from social media because I knew I just couldn't handle it. I didn't even vlog at the marathon. Didn't vlog or anything. I was literally like devoting this moment to myself because I've been wanting to do this for so long, and I didn't want to use any unnecessary energy on anything else. So sorry there's no vlog from the CIM. But did I get the results I wanted? Let's jump into that. I woke up, I ate, at 4 a.m. I woke up, so I went to bed by 7:45, which never happens, passed out, slept for 9 hours, got up at 4 a.m., ready to roll. I never wake up on the first alarm anymore either. I actually woke up at 3:30 without the alarm and just laid in bed till the alarm went off in the dark. Then I ate 1 cup of rice, and I also threw a half a cup of sugar into the rice when I cooked it. So it was 1,100 calories. So the half a cup of sugar gave me 145 extra grams of carbohydrate. Ate that like just about 3 hours almost before the race. Drank 1.5 liters of water almost with Cranked Pure Hydration with less sugar. And was completely satisfied and couldn't drink anymore. And I stopped drinking that probably like at least an hour before the race. Went to McDonald's, used the bathroom, made sure I didn't have to take a dump or like piss. Started the marathon. I couldn't quite get up to the 3-hour marker because there was 20,000 people at this marathon. It was insane. It was so insane, like people for days. And so I couldn't quite make it up. I was squeezing through people. So I got started off behind the 3-hour mark, but what happened was like it was super crowded for the first few miles, and I ended up passing the 3-hour marker within the first mile and kind of just got past them and kind of tried to work into tempo, but I was still going a little fast. I was doing in between a 6:08 and a 6:20 mile I ended up doing that probably for almost the first 14 miles, or the first half marathon almost, which I didn't want to start out too hard because I didn't want to crack, because I never done more than 18 miles, so I was put to the test, right? So I just kept going, and I was like, okay, you need to slow down, you need to slow down, and slowly but surely I did. It just took miles and miles. So I got to mile 19, and I thought I hit this like mental barrier, and I was like, I thought that, oh shit, you never ran 18, so you're gonna go against what you said and say, I just gotta run the last 8 miles in 7 minutes. I could do that. And I got worried because I was like, shit, I never have, so people are right, I'm not gonna be able to perform because I never experienced more miles. Well, that wasn't the case. I consistently kept that really solid mile all the way up. The last 3 miles I ran in about a 7-minute 7:07, and I got worried because I was like, shit, you're really close to 3 hours. Are you gonna make it? The whole time I was like, are you gonna make the 3-hour mark? Not thinking that I crushed the first, like, half of the race. And I remember the last mile took forever, and I seen 800 meters, and then I seen the 26-mile marker, and I was like, where the hell's the finish line? I thought we were finishing at the Capitol, which is another street over. So after the 26 miles, we turned left, and then there was all these guardrails, and there was these people cheering, and then we turned the next left, coming into the big, like, awning, and I remember... Sorry. It was a super emotional day. Like, I literally, like, remember walking, like, the 1.5 miles to Hook and Ladder afterwards, and I was, like, crying because I did this race for, like, my Nana. My Nana died of diabetes at 46 years old, and my Nana, since I was born, like, she fought for me. She showed me what true passion and, like, heart is, and that's what has driven me to, like, find the meaning of life and always follow my passion, because I know if I'm broke or homeless, as long as I'm following my heart and doing what I love to do, I'm gonna be who I am. And I remember going through that turn, and the whole time I was like, I could go faster in this race, but I was scared that I was gonna fail at the end, so I just kept a pace that I knew that would probably achieve success. And I remember going through that last turn and seeing it barely hitting 2:52, and I was like, oh my god, and I got so excited, and I just fucking sprinted as hard as I could, and I went through that finish line, and I just smiled, like, into the air, and, like, I was so happy. Like, it was, like, one of the greatest things I ever achieved, and I just remember, like, walking home and just, like, I didn't want to go to the restaurant at first because I didn't know if I could, like, tell somebody that I, like, crushed my time, because I would have got super emotional and, like, thought about my Nana, and it was so great. Like, I put in the work that I thought I needed to. I went on how my body felt, and I went against everybody saying, like, why are you eating bananas? Why are you eating fruit? How are you eating so many carbohydrates? I fed my body, and I fucking got it done. Now, yes, there are people who are the 413 people out of 20,000 that finished before me. I guarantee probably maybe less than 10 of them are vegan. But those people put in the work, so therefore they know how to deal with the pain. My legs were on fire from all the hills, but I took my mental strength and put it to the test by just telling myself to keep going, and that I could have went faster, but I was scared that I would have failed if I went too fast and then completely, like, trashed myself. But my body has experienced such great gains over the last 2 years of being plant-based, and I know how to push it, and I know how to fuel it and recover it, and it was such a great day. So this video is getting kind of long. Run CIM 2017. I did 23 runs from August to December 3rd. 23 runs. CIM was my 24th run. That's not very many runs. I did one 18-mile run that I did a 6:30 pace, and I did that on feel. I didn't have my watch. I ran for 2 hours, and that's what I got out of 2 hours. I just set a timer for 2 hours and ran. And that's how good I did with that one run. And then I immediately took 3 weeks off because I was 2 months out and was like, dude, this is way too fast. I did 4 10-mile runs total in September, October together. And then the remaining runs out of the 23 were 4 to 7 miles. Just trying to average around a 6:52. Also, the week of the race, I did a 6-hour bike ride on Tuesday just because I wanted to go out and exercise. And people were like, oh, you should have rested. You have a race. And I was like, well, I kind of been resting. I've just been working and not exercising, so I kind of wanted to go out and have fun. So I did a 6-hour bike ride on the gravel bike, all road, 103 miles on Tuesday. And then I rested Wednesday. I ran Wednesday, I ran Thursday, I rested Friday, I ran Saturday, 30 minutes each day. And I went to the race, and I fucking crushed it. And I'm so proud of myself. I had to experience that one on my own. I didn't have a camera crew to film me, and it was most important that I achieve my goal. And you know, a lot of people run their whole lives and can never finish a 3-hour marathon. I know I have the potential to do a sub 248. I could have did a 250 yesterday, possibly. I'm almost positive I could have did a 258 if I would have pushed myself when I told myself to just keep it in like airplane mode. I just literally was like cruise control. I was hurting, but I knew that I could sustain that pace for the rest of the race to succeed. But I could have went faster, but that fear of failing, I couldn't bear going across that finish line and not achieving my goal, because I know that if I didn't do sub 3 hours yesterday, I would have beat myself up for so long, and I would have hit a huge wall of depression, because that's what it is to be an athlete. People don't understand that. And I've been dealing with that ever since, like, before I even competed. Whenever I would go out and do a ride and I didn't go as fast or as hard, it was never good enough because I knew I could do better. And you can always do better. But that's the mindset you have to have if you want to be a successful athlete sometimes. Because we all know that being an athlete requires a lot of failing. Because if you don't get first place, you pretty much failed. But that's my CIM rant, and I'll share the photos as soon as they're up. I can't wait to see the photo of me going through the finish line. The 2 half marathons I've done in the last 4 years, I feel like going through the finish line, I just didn't have that like sparkle because I could never beat my goal. And I know that I can run a sub 120 half marathon, and that's my next goal, is to go out and do that. I don't know if I want to do any longer runs at the moment. Because I want them. I wanted CIM. I've wanted to do it for over 9 years, even though I don't run. And I just really wanted to just be able to succeed and dedicate it to my Nana, because she's the core reason of why I wanted to find the real reason for living. So, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great Monday.